Hi, Sherry here again to talk to you about bone marrow and stem cell transplant tips. I want you to know that these are all my suggestions based on my experience, and you should always consult with your physician and your care managers about questions that you may have. But in my experience with talking with other people, since I have been home from transplant, I decided that I would do this series of videos to help people maybe answer some questions that I see on some of my Facebook groups. And today I'm going to talk about what do you do with your pets when you go home. So when I went to transplant, I had a puppy, a brand new puppy. He was 6 months old, and I had to find someone to keep him. Luckily, I had a friend that kept him. She was a rescuer of dogs, and she actually fostered dogs, so it was a blessing to find her. And she kept my little Bodie for me. He's a little Italian Greyhound. He's 3 years old now, and he is full grown, and he weighs about 9.5, 10 pounds. So I was instructed by my transplant facility with a booklet. I hope that you have gotten one similar to this from your transplant facility. And I had an allo transplant, and this is a guide that addresses just about everything that I'm going to address on my videos. But it talked about dogs, and it said that when you got home, you could not sleep with the dog, you could not clean up after the dog, and the dog could not lick you in the face. So my dog, the only way my dog was going to sleep when I got home was in the bed with us. So this may not have been the best thing to do, but it's all we could think of to do, is we allow him under the blanket and on top of the top sheet. He cannot get under the top sheet that I would put on me. He cannot get under there and touch my skin. Okay, I do not let him lick me in the face. I never have. He does lick other people in the face, and they allow him to do that, but I don't do that. He just looks at me. He knows now that he can't do that. When he goes out and comes back in, he gets his feet wiped off with a baby wipe, and he gets wiped off before he gets in the bed every time. This dog is an Italian Greyhound. He does not shed very much, so if you have a big dog, you may have to deal with that. I'm not sure if you have a caregiver at home, someone, a grandchild, a child, someone to brush the dog outside and keep the dog clean for you. Just don't let them lick you in the mouth, and always talk with your facility about what you should do about animals if you have them in the house living with you. Then they should be able to tell you. And even if you have horses or if you live on a farm, they're probably going to tell you to be really careful about going outside, getting around horses and cows and those kind of things. You know, you can't work in your garden at first because of the organisms in the soil. Just remember, you have the immune system of a brand new baby, and it takes time to reconstitute it, so you have to take precautions. So that's my tips for animals when you come home from a bone marrow or stem cell transplant. See you next time on the next topic.